101.7 FM.
It's 1 o'clock, time for the Joy Business Reports. Coming up, Abossey Okai Spare Parts dealers to shut their shops on November 1 to protest what they describe as intimidation by officials of Ghana Revenue Authority. Also, event organizers lament cedi depreciation this year will affect their operations during the festive season in December, since most of them import equipment and decorations for their businesses. And then later on the Joy Business Van, we'll tell you about entrepreneur Richard Brandt, who is training young people to become world-class software developers. I am Hannah Odame with the details. We start with spare parts dealers at Abossey Okai in the Greater Accra region, who say they will close down their shops on November 1 to protest some actions by the Ghana Revenue Authority. The traders say the GRA has been intimidating them. This latest decision follows a series of engagements with governments to withdraw custom officers and also halt the ongoing tax invigilation process. Here is spokesperson for the Abossey Okai Spare Parts Dealers Association, Techi Ado.
Up to today, we haven't heard from the government, Ghana government and the GRA, and even the customs officers. So we decided to close down our stores and demonstrate. That's the reason why we are so angry about the government, because the ultimatum we gave the government has refused to listen to our plight. So we are kicking against GRA, their new models. That's the VAT compliance and invigilation exercise. That's the reason why we are closing down our stores. And shops sit down strike for 3 days, then we'll be on the streets.
Techi Ado is spokesperson for the Abossey Okai Spare Parts Dealers Association. Some stakeholders within the events and planning industry have indicated most of their businesses risk collapsing due to the current economic challenges as the festive season draws closer. According to them, importation of equipment and items for decoration have been so difficult due to the depreciation of the cedi in 2023 and high import duties. One of them is the Chief Executive Officer for Global Ovations, Raj Gideons, who also blamed the situation on lack of proper regulations. He spoke to Joy Business at the 2023 Ghana Event Summit.
We don't have any regulatory body, a proper regulatory body. I'm saying governed by government, because there are lots of bodies, but it's a free space, so people are doing everything. But if we have a proper regulatory body, which is governed by government, and if they see the essence of this as a business, a form of boosting tourism, a form of creating jobs, a form of creating youth empowerment and everything, I'm sure the event industry will go far.
Raj Gideons is the Chief Executive Officer for Global Ovations. Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etuahine has advised government to work closely with the Bank of Ghana to help stabilize the cedi for a long term. This, he said, will help manufacturing companies importing raw materials to operate at optimal level. Dr. Etuahine added, this should be an important item that must be pursued in the 2024 budget.
I was giving a letter to them not long ago. They all complain about these conditions that I have said. The harsh economic conditions. Interest rate is very high. Even the cedi that we think is stable. The cedi could have been about 8. That would have saved us. Because if you import and you turn it into manufacturing, you're adding to your cost.
Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etuahine there. Now that's the end of the Joy Business Reports. Please stay tuned in for the Joy Business Band right after this break.
Cargo handling can be so tiring. Having to shuffle between banks to make payments. And waiting hours for payment confirmation. And worst of all, incurring avoidable costs due to payment delays. Chalet. But with EcoBank, making cargo payment has become super convenient through their digital self-service and in-branch channels. Sail smoothly with EcoBank and experience our one-stop payment solutions for all your cargo-related payments. Pay your customs duties and all levies, terminal handling and shipping line fees, and enjoy smart financing solutions to support your cargo handling operations. Contact us on 0800 003 225 or walk into the nearest EcoBank branch to find out more. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Welcome back to the Joy Business Van, brought to you by MTN and EcoBank. Now, the increasing in usage of smartphones, high-speed internet, and the digitization of the economy means Ghana needs a talent base with skills to support this infrastructure. Entrepreneur Richard Brandt is leading the way, training young people to become world-class software developers to meet the needs of the digital economy. Today on the Joy Business Van, we visit Code Train, the coding school he set up to train young people.
Coding is what makes it possible for us to create computer software, apps, and websites. It's become a very important skill to acquire as Ghana aims to create a digital economy.
There is something called an MVP. Who has an idea of what an MVP is?
We've come to the Okai Digital Center, where one of the few coding schools in Ghana is located.
Welcome to Code Train.
Hi, Richard. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I can see school is in session.
Yes, we have students reviewing their projects with their teachers today.
Code Train was started by software developer Richard Brandt.
So the idea of Code Train started when I was working as a consultant, as a software developer, and it got to a point I needed interns in the company. So I selected a group of students from the universities, and I realized that most of them didn't have the skills, required for them to actually contribute. And but they were good enough, they were smart, they had the theoretical skills, but then you couldn't really use them.
Richard decided to train his interns to become skilled software and app developers, and more young people began to approach him for similar training. It was then he thought he could start a school to extend the opportunity to others. Richard quit his job and started Code Train from his home with 16 students. It was a challenging start, he recalls, convincing parents to enroll their children in an institution that was new and teaching something that was not, kind of the normal.
With time, we started showing results. Some of our students started, getting jobs a few months after joining our program, even though maybe they might have finished university for a while and they didn't get jobs, or they couldn't start careers. So it was at that point that things started turning around by showing results and showing that this really works. Does she need to use even just WhatsApp to market their products? We teach our students mainly mobile and web application development. This is because there is a high demand for mobile and web developers right now globally, and even in Africa and Ghana, because of the boom in tech. Now everything is, either is an app or it's a website. So we train our students in those technologies. And our main focus is actually to get them to get to a standard where they can be handpicked by companies and place them in the companies for them to, just start and, get up and running. Our students actually have worked on a lot of apps and solutions to address a lot of problems in society. One of them is an app which is a marketplace for teachers and students. So it allows teachers to find students to offer them private teaching.
That's just one of the many apps developed by his students for effective running of organizations and tackling of some of society's challenges. Richard's vision is that his students can work anywhere in the world, and as he shows me, he's trained quite a number, some of whom are working in international organizations.
We've been able to match about 81% of the students in our Magic program into jobs. Some of them have worked for international companies, some of them have worked for local companies, some of them have even started their own businesses. And we've apart from our main program here where we have the school and that we train, and we also go to the universities as well to mainly teach.
Over 400 students admitted so far, and having been adjudged ICT Entrepreneur of the Year 2019, Richard is definitely onto something.
One thing that really motivates me every day is the fact that a student joins our training program, and it's really fun looking at the students maybe in month one. It's at this level, and then 6 months later, the same student is, talking about building something to help a company, and he's building products, and he's talking very technical, and you can see their lives improve. It's something that is very, very motivating, even in spite of the fact that there are moments when you are down, but then it helps in motivating and keeping me going. We are also getting a lot of traction in neighboring African countries like Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, and even Senegal and Cameroon. And we are looking for ways to also expand because our main goal in the next few years will be to make train the most reputable technical training school in West Africa.
Do you think about me?
And you can catch the Joy Business Van at 5 p.m. on the Joy News channel. Before we go, the EcoBank salary account is a special account designed for workers of all income brackets desirous of receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank salary account, you are guaranteed of all benefits of a normal savings or current account plus many more. EcoBank salary account gives workers the following: free life insurance cover for up to 10,000 cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-banking services, internet and mobile banking services, and high interest on savings. Other interests are no minimum balance, ability to save through the EcoBank Save As You Spend. That's a unique feature that will help you to save and invest. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, penalty or temporary disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchments, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close their existing accounts to enjoy the numerous benefits of the EcoBank salary account. Just ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank salary account. Non-EcoBank account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank salary account. Switch your salary account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Call EcoBank on toll-free 0800 00 3225 whenever, wherever for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. That's all for the Joy Business Report with me, Hannah Odami. Ignition is next. Do enjoy the rest of your afternoon.